trousers on. I think you should know he's your favorite worst nightmare. Doom, 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 doom. Can you name the artist, Chris?
D is for what?
D is for delightful and try to keep your trousers on. Dun, 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 dun,
Give me a
dun.
clue.
God's sake. Here's a clue. Dun, dun, dun. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, Arctic Monkeys from their second album, Favorite Worst Nightmare. I'm really into that album.
D is for dangerous. Is that what it's called?
It's called D is for dangerous, but he says D is for delightful. And
yeah, I remember.
That album, Balaclava is good as well. Give on the Balaclava.
Sorry, you're wrong if you think that's in any way comparable to the first album, which is the best album that's ever been made.
The first two, to be fair, when I first bought the second one, I wasn't keen at all. It wasn't like 3 years later when I actually listened to it again. I appreciated it for what it was. But the first album will forever be the best one. I still remember getting that. My dad buying that for me back in like 2007, whenever it was, and I was like loving it.
So good.
Red light.
Yes, red light indicate doors are secure.
Yeah. And it ends. Beast it, and I love the one at the end, A Certain Romance. That was good as well.
You used to play that. Do you remember?
Yes. Oh God, we did. Yeah. The old band, the old gang. What was our band called?
Boom 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 boom. Make time.
Over there,
broken
bones. There's new ringtones. Right. Okay, that was good. Right, so let's start the actual podcast properly now, shall we? Yes. Right. So, who's starting? Me or you? You start.
I am. What episode are we on?
102.
Sure.
Yep.
Hello and welcome.
No, I've not started calling.
Okay.
Go.
Hello and welcome to Heroes of Handheld. This is the Internet's premium podcast dedicated to all things handheld gaming, and this is episode 102. We are going to be covering things like Angry Birds 2. We're also going to be talking about Terraria and PS Plus as well as PS Now coming up in the podcast. My name is Chris, and I am joined today by, he only is the nicest man I know who's called Colin. It's Colin!
Are you sitting there next to an open window? Because I swear I just heard a lorry drive past.
My window is open, I can confirm.
Great. So you're letting all the mosquitoes, all the
All right,
moths.
I'm going to go and close my window so you don't get mardy about audio quality. Apparently that's important in a podcast.
Don't be such a mardy bum. You like my references? Lol. Anyway, hi everyone. Hope you're well. Welcome back to Heroes of Handheld, episode 102.
Happy?
I am ecstatic, to be honest with you. We have eclipsed episode 101. Forget the original 101 Dalmatians. We're on to the dodgy sequel, 102 Dalmatians. That's how amazing we are. I'm in my vest. I'm sweating. Pop the Marley. I'm sweating. Ugh. So I am pumped, my friend.
It is weird seeing you in a. We need to talk about the vest. if you listen to this but you don't watch on YouTube, you really should. Colin's got the weirdest wife beater vest on, and it's way too big for him.
I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty big. I got it on the cheap from Sainsbury's.
Yeah, it does. It does look like a kind of a whoops vest.
It looks like a bit of a tank top, doesn't it? But
yeah, a little bit.
It's almost like I'm preparing for all the muscles.
I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like you're a swimmer at a 1940s all-boys grammar school.
Why all boys?
Because I don't know.
That's how it looks. Yeah, it is a bit dodgy, and it's quite like one of the straps. Look at it. One of the straps. Look, it comes right down.
Showing off a little bit of boob.
A bit of tit, a bit of side boob. You know what I'm saying? A bit of hair. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, don't treat me. Got a bit of a hard on under the desk.
Just a little bit.
That's Captain Erection knocking on my trousers.
It's pretty much going to be impossible for me to get an erection because I'm wearing these. I bought these skinny jean shorts from River Island, and I got them because they were £15 in the sale. You know, I'm one for a bargain, and like it's pretty much restricting all blood flow to my groin. So
I've got the opposite problem because seeing you in that vest, it's going to be pretty impossible for my erection to go down for the next 4 hours.
Fantastic! You couldn't have written a better comeback, really. That's why I love you, Chris, and I've loved you ever since episode 1.
Aww.
1, and I hope everyone enjoyed the second montage that was released last Sunday, which covered episodes 26 to 50. some top banter in there. The next montage, so for any of you who've missed it, or if this is your first time listening to Heroes of Handheld, to celebrate our 100th episode, which was 2 weeks ago now, we have been creating some montages, which is compiling all the best bits from all our previous podcasts. So it's only about 15, 20 minutes long, so why not give it a dabble, have a listen, you know, bring a bit of joy into your life, you know, because we know you're all miserable bastards. So, you know, just listen up, you know.
Let this cheer you up. Shall we start, Colin?
Before we start, Chris, I'm taking this back to our roots, where I literally kept going off topic when Chris was trying to move us along. Why were you late, Chris? Please tell me about your...
Because today, if you're in London, today is the 6th of August and there is a tube strike and it's made life very miserable for everyone.
I just imagine Chris walking around London burning bras and fighting the power, like with like billboards saying, say no to night tube and yes to bras. I don't know.
That is me. Yes to bras, no to night tubes.
Did you not like leave work early like everyone else has been doing?
Yeah, but I walked home, which just takes like an hour and a half.
Fucking hell. I bet you got to see all the scenes. You probably got to see the beautiful parts of London. And
you know, the most iconic thing I walk past on my walk home is Buckingham Palace.
Yeah,
that's pretty high ranking in terms of iconography.
It's weird to think like people who come to this country on holiday, they think, "Oh, Buckingham Palace, amazing!" But I've walked past it quite a lot now. I think the thrill has sort of worn off a little bit now.
Yeah. My bus to work used to take me past Big Ben, and it's like you can only see that, you know, tower so many times before it's like, come on. Get to work.
And I bet all the tourists are like their faces against the window, like going, "Oh!"
Always people doing wedding photos on that bridge. Always wedding photos.
Wedding photos.
Apparently, it's a big thing for people to come over from Asia and take their wedding photos in the UK.
So what? They get married in their native countries, then they get on the plane.
Yeah, and then they grab all their kit, come over to London and take the photos here.
Wow, that's cool. That's what I'm going to be doing for my wedding to you, Chris. You know?
Oh, am I going to be best man?
No, you're going to be my wife.
Oh, you're going to make me my wife?
Maybe my wife.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're going to treat me right.
Very nice. How much? God, I haven't seen Bora in ages. Anyway, right. So yeah, let's start the podcast for real. We talk about handheld games here. We have done for 102 episodes now. Why stop now? I guess, you know, this train keeps on chugging. First thing I wanted to talk about was a game I've been playing this week, and you've probably seen it advertised, you've seen it on your local app store or your Google Play Store, and that is the release of Angry Birds 2, because apparently they haven't realised how to count, Rovio, because I swear there's been like 8 or 9 Angry Birds games.
I didn't know there was an Angry Birds 2. I'm going to download it right now.
Yeah, they came out last week, and I've been playing it, but I think out of all the games that have come out, all the Angry Birds spin-offs and whatever, my favourite has to be Angry Birds Star Wars. That is by far my favourite. I love that one so much. I especially like the little lightsaber guy, like the Luke Angry Bird you can get.
My favourite was it called Bad Piggies, where you had to make the cars?
That was
really good.
That wasn't an Angry Birds game though. That was like
it was a spin-off though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. I never played that one, but I remember that. I remember well into that back in the day.
Yeah, I loved it because it was more like mathsy. Not that Angry Birds is kind of mathsy, but that was very like maths and physics and stuff, which is right up my jam.
It's a puzzle game, you know. It's like it lets you use your brain, you know. You have to figure out the best way to solve a problem, and that's what Angry Birds is, really. So I don't really know if I need to explain what Angry Birds is. Everyone knows. Everyone's played Angry Birds. You've seen the T-shirts. You've seen the adverts. You have a catapult and you fling birds at towers and random structures of wood and metal and glass. And you have to pretty much disseminate and destroy a bunch of green pigs. That's pretty much what it is. And it may sound stupid, but it's ridiculously addictive. Everyone I played, I've been addicted for about a week, and then I just, you know, it's like most mobile games. I think, I'm bored now, you know, and I move on to the next thing. So Angry Birds 2, what does it bring to the table, Chris? What does it bring? Well, I'm here to say that I am really liking it. I'm very much enjoying it. It's, in terms of new ideas, it doesn't bring much to the table, really. It's still the same concept. You fling birds, you know, you destroy structures, you destroy green pigs. That's the aim of the game. The things that they bought, Rovio, who are the developers, They've bought different layers to level. So once you destroy one structure and you get rid of all the pigs, that's not the end of the level. Like the screen will zip to the right, and then there'll be another level.
Oh, okay.
Two levels
so
in one.
Does the count of birds stay across, or do you get new birds?
Stays across. But what is actually a really nice addition is the more points you build up by destroying the structures and doing good shots, you can unlock more cards. And that's how Angry Birds 2 works. Each bird is on a card, and by getting a certain amount of points, you unlock another card, which gives you a new bird to use in the level. So the more points you get, the more birds you unlock for that level. If that makes sense. You have a little power meter.
Yeah, it does.
And then, so you, for example, you start off with 3 birds, but then if you do really well on one part of the level, you can unlock another one. So that's a cool element to it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It looks. I've tweeted a picture about this.
Yeah, I saw the picture you put out. It looks really nice.
It looks absolutely gorgeous. It really does remind me of the Rayman Legends and the Rayman Origins, because I can't say Origins right. Origins games by UbiArt, I think their name is. Absolutely gorgeous. It's an absolute delight to look at. It's addictive. It's fun. One criticism, I haven't really found this a problem so far, but I know as I get further in and get on the more difficult levels, it will be. It's a bit different this time round. In previous Angry Bird games, you could buy it outright, and then you didn't have to worry about adverts or anything like that. So, for example, you pay 99p and that's it. For this Angry Birds game, Angry Birds 2, it's free to download, but it's heavily in the freemium market.
Okay.
You can pay to basically something that sort of annoys me in games is when you only get a certain amount of tries before you have to wait for your energy to build up again.
Oh yeah. Like on like every game.
Every game on mobile. So that's what they bought Rovio to Angry Birds 2. So you start off with 5 lives, which is the maximum you can have, and every time you fail a level, you lose a life. When you get down to 0 lives, you can either pay to get more, or you have to wait about an hour and a half to build them back up again.
And how many ghosts you get?
Well, how do you mean how many ghosts you get?
Well, so how many ghosts do you get before you run out of lives? Like how many lives are you? What's your cap?
You get 5 lives. You only lose a life when you fail a level. So if you fail to complete a level, you'll lose a life. Okay. If you complete a level and you don't, you still have birds left and you complete it, you don't lose a life. You only lose a life if you fail a level. Which is why it's not been an issue for me so far, because I've been playing
bloody Angry Birds badass.
A bloody boff Angry Birds man. But because I've been playing the easier levels at the moment, so I've not had that issue. But I know as I get further in, I will. Bit of a shame that, but I am really enjoying it. I know a few reviews have sort of really been critical on its freemium editions, but it's a lot of fun. It doesn't bring much new elements to the gameplay, but it's just Angry Birds. It's fun, it's a joy to look at, and I'm sure it will keep people entertained on the bus, on the tube. Well, not on the tube, I guess, but on the bus. For weeks to come. So definitely check it out. It's free to download, and it's on Android and iOS, and probably everything else, because it pretty much releases on everything. And look for, I think there's a Angry Birds TV show out now, animation or something like that, but I know they're working on an Angry Birds film. So love it or hate it, Angry Birds is here to stay. And I think Angry Birds really did push the mobile gaming market, I think. Like, Angry Birds brought along loads of other games, like the how would you describe them? Like just when the game that makes you want to have one more go, like the one more try sort of game. They were the big 4. They were the big 4 runners for that style of gaming, I feel. It must be about 3 or 4 years since the original Angry Birds came out now. God. But Angry Birds 2 is fun. So definitely go and check that out if you've got a phone or any form of mobile device. And is Chris still
nice?
There? He is still
there. I'm still here. My quality is dropping a little bit, so I just worried you couldn't hear me. But everything. Can I do some news? You
can do some news before you completely disappear.
Oh, don't do this to me, Colin, my boy. There we go. Can you hear me?
Now.
Yeah?
Oh, he's back, I think. You're back.
Never went anywhere, mate.
Right, do you want to start your news then? Do you want to sort your quality out? Hi.
Apparently. Can you hear me? Okay.
No, not really. You're very interfery.
Yeah. Not much I can do about that, I'm afraid.
You can stop downloading all that bestiality porn, maybe. Not helping, right? Okay.
I can still hear you on Google Plus.
All right. So, Chris, I can't hear you. If you're there,
I can.
If you're there, if you were there, beware. Oh, he's not there anymore. I really want to download Carnival Mahjong. My Vita. There's no demo. It's annoying. Let me just search for my.
And can you hear me? Colin, what a treat. Colin, can you hear me?
I think you should.
It's your weird Uncle Pete.
Chris is on Google Plus. Hi, Chris.
Hello. Yes, I've been here the whole time.
You're not on Skype though.
Oh, mine was still connected. Lol. Hang on.
Mine is this. Here we go.
There we go. Right, shall we?
Right, so let me re-begin recording in 3, 2, go.
Hi, Colin. Hi. So let's do a little bit of numbers. We like to talk about numbers on this program. This isn't a numbers program, but numbers do come up a startlingly high amount. You know Amiibo?
I've heard of it.
You know how the Amiibo are like the best?
Yeah, heard rumors.
Well, do you know how many have been sold?
Please tell me. So
Nintendo announced this massive range of sales figures over the week, and we'll embed a link to it on the article because it makes some really interesting reading. For example, the Nintendo DS has globally sold 154 million units.
Nice.
The 3DS family has globally sold 52 million units. Wii U is on 9.54. Wii is on 115.2. But Amiibo, our boys, are on 10.5 million. Like 10.5 million Amiibos. And I've bought like 5 of those. So really, you owe me, Nintendo. But isn't that crazy? Like numbers-wise, it's more people, more Amiibos are owned than people who own Wii U's.
Yeah, but there's
more Amiibos are owned than Wii U's are owned. Sorry, because people could have more than one of each.
But Amiibos are cheaper than devices and consoles.
Yeah, but also you need something to play them on, don't you?
Yeah.
Like I doubt people are buying them just because they look pretty. Well,
I don't know. I think there are a lot of people doing that. You know, I reckon there's people just collecting them for the sake of it. You know, you get those weird collector people. If you're a collector, I'm not saying you're weird, but you're a bit weird.
Yeah, but why would you buy Amiibo if you couldn't like stick them on something?
Because they look so darn cool. That's why.
They do look cool, don't they?
How many have you got now?
5.
5. Have you got them all there? Can we see them?
No, I've only got one in my room, and it's Olimar, and he's still unboxed. My boy, I need to unbox him, but he just looks so pretty.
Great.
How can I ruin his delicate form?
How's your Wii U treating you lately? You haven't really mentioned it.
Good. I use it every day.
Smoke Wii U every day.
Actually, do use it every day.
What do you use it for? Wii Fit.
I play a lot of Wind Waker. I play a lot of Smash Bros. Use it for Netflix a lot as well. It's good.
Oh, can you use Netflix on the tablet thing for Wii U? That is pretty cool. How much are Wii U's retailing for now? Maybe dabble.
170-ish, I guess. I don't really know. I'm not a stock merchant.
Let me search. That's a shame. Let me search Wii U on Google. Oh, Telltale's The Walking Dead series may be coming to Wii U. Great.
Nice.
Be just as laggy as it is on everything else.
Whilst you're doing that, because we're talking about how great Nintendo are, I thought it would be worth talking about something else they announced this week, which is like Loot Box, which is that thing or Loot Crate, where you give them like 30 quid a month and they send you a box full of crap.
Oh yeah,
it might be really cool. It might be really not cool.
Yeah.
MCV, who are an online kind of the market for computer and video games, so they're kind of people who write articles online about video games and stuff, have done this big report saying that Nintendo are going to launch a rival called the N Box, and it's going to feature toys, clothes, and other merchandise inspired by and branded with Nintendo icons such as Mario, Pokemon, and Zeldas. The thinking is that they're going to be available individually, or you'll be able to subscribe to plans like you can with all the other ones. Everyone's doing boxes now. They're really keen for it. But I just thought this was quite interesting. Nintendo apparently haven't commented on the story, so we'll see whether it's actually legit or not. But I quite like the idea of it. Like, I would give Nintendo, 15 quid a month for them to send me like all sorts of cool Nintendo crap.
Yeah, but what sort of crap would they send? More Amiibos?
But it's mainly like the other companies do it. It's like action figures and shirts and sweets.
Amiibos,
And
basically.
like it's kind of toys and like it's things that you'd buy in HMV on a £15 if you had a bit of a mad one.
You would have to have a mad one if you bought anything from bloody HMV.
So it'll be interesting to see how kind of far that goes. And also, we haven't had it. Like I haven't seen anything official from Nintendo about it, so I don't know how legit it is.
Yeah.
But it's it'd make for an interesting thing, and I think Nintendo have got the kind of charming games enough that they could do something like this, whereas like PlayStation or Microsoft maybe I don't think could do it quite so well.
Any excuse to give more money to Nintendo, eh, Chris?
I know. I'm sick, aren't I?
You are disgusting. So that's right.
So let's see what happens.
Let's see, indeed. So I'm going to move on to my first news story, and I can't really think of a segue because these are completely opposite stories. So there you go. Right. So this is big news from the past week. This was announced yesterday. I believe it was announced at Gamescom, which is currently happening in Germany. I've not really heard much in the way of PlayStation Vita announcements from Gamescom, which I guess we shouldn't be surprised at. But I mean, the Xbox conference was a few days ago, and everyone was like jizzing themselves for happiness because there was Quantum Break game was on that, and people said that looked good, and there's backwards compatibility and all that stuff. But that's not important. So the one game that was announced that is coming to PlayStation Vita is a little game called Attack on Titan. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't really know much about this. It's this game's going to be based on an anime of the same name.
We spoke about this before. There's a 3DS Attack on Titan game.
Is there really? Yeah, apparently there's quite a few, but they're all rubbish.
Yeah, we spoke about it before. It's called Humanity in Chains, and it was meant to be okay, but not great.
Yeah, I actually remember this now. Yeah, I mean, I've got on this article I'm reading here from TheVerge.com. They do say there is quite a lot of Attack on Titan. There has been a lot of game spin-offs from the anime series, but none of them have been very good. But it's saying that it's the gameplay and the story is all based around sword-wielding humans zipping around cities, trying to take down towering creatures that love to eat people.
Yeah.
So pretty much Monster Hunter then, basically. So it's kind of ish. So this is coming from Kai Tecmo. They do a lot of those Japanese games. I think they're the guys behind not the Digimon games. Oh, that's going to annoy me. There's an anime, a popular anime. I can't remember the name. Maybe it was Digimon. But they are going to be bringing this Attack on Titan game to PlayStation Vita, PS3, and PS4. There's not much detail, not many details at the moment of what the game will consist.
Oh, you're right.
I'm dying here. Oh, whew. That was fun.
Better?
Yeah, better. Reminds me of that advert for Snickers. Right, so this game is coming from Amiga Force, who are the same studio behind the Dynasty Warriors series. So just Dynasty Warriors is that game where you go around as samurais and lords and you kill people, basically. I remember I had Dynasty Warriors, or is it Dynasty or Dynasty? I don't even know.
I think it's Dinah, turn your phone off, Steve. I think, anyway.
Okay, great. That's a good one. Whatever it is. Whatever it is, I remember the one I had. When I first got my Xbox 360, the game I got with it was Dynasty Warriors 5 or 6, and I didn't really understand it because you just run around this big battlefield killing these little soldiers, and then I got killed by a guy on a horse. I never really understood what I was supposed to do.
Wow, what a journey you went on.
What a journey of self-discovery that was. So look out for this Attack on Titan coming to Vita. No details of any form of release date yet, but we wait and see. We just know it's coming out at some point in 2016, so that's fun. Very fun. Ugh.
Nice. Watch this space for more info on that.
Yes.
I've got 2 bits left, but I'm going to combine them into one, and I think you'll understand why.
Yeah.
So first of all, you know how we talk a lot about Mega Man, and we talk a lot about Mighty Number 9.
Yeah.
And you know how Mighty Number 9 was like Kickstarter game by Inafune, and it's like basically Mega Man, but as far as is legally okay for a Mega Man while still being Mega Man.
Yeah.
This kind of constant thing of like people comparing them and being more excited for one than the other, blah 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 blah. Well, here's your first little bit of news. is that the Mega Man Legacy Collection, which we've spoke about, which is coming to PS4, PC, Xbox One, and then Nintendo 3DS in 2016. First of all, it's got an actual release date for the bigger platforms. So for PS4, PS, and Xbox One, it comes out digitally for $15 on August 25th, which is exciting. Not sure if that's everywhere or just in the States. They haven't said. And it was digital only, but they're going to do, the news here is that they're going to do physical versions as well, which is really cool because then you can go and buy it and then have it as like the collector's thing, which would be really cool. In early 2016 in North America for $30. More details to come at a later date. If you've forgotten about Mega Man Legacy Collection, we spoke about it a wee while back on the podcast. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. And it wasn't like really stupid, and the animation was weird, and it was crazy.
You're being grumpy, but it's the one that's Mega Man 1 to 6, all kind of remastered in HD, and then with like online challenge modes and kind of lots of archive stuff to dip through, and it looks like the kind of the pinnacle for Mega Man fans. But the trade-off for this, Mighty Number 9, which is like Mega Man but not Mega Man, which is coming out to all of the platforms and was meant to be coming very soon, are now saying it is not going to be coming out in 2015 anymore. There's a forum which is set up for everyone who backed the Kickstarter, and you can only get in if you backed it. So not everyone will be able to read the link that we'll put in the article, but they've confirmed that it's going to be delayed to 2016. So suddenly, now, everyone was like, we haven't had a Mega Man game for ages, but we're going to get Mighty Number 9. Now the switch is happening because it's like, oh man, Mighty Number 9 is not coming out until 2016. But hey, that Mega Man game you really wanted, guess what? You're getting 1 to 6 in HD and they're coming out in August.
No, I think I'm being an idiot here, but explain again to me, Mighty Number 9. Was it created as a copy of Mega Man? Was it created?
The guy who
Kickstarter, wasn't it?
The guy who kickstarted it was really involved with Mega Man, and then he wasn't allowed to make any more Mega Man games, so he quit Capcom. Or this is the kind of the lead theory anyway. He quit Capcom, moved away from Capcom, divorced from Capcom, and decided to make Mighty Number 9, which is basically a Mega Man game, but is legally different enough. Like it'll play like Mega Man, but different enough. But now Capcom are responding to that, and they've realized how much fans want a game, so they've done a HD re-release of 1 to 6, which is what comes out in August on PC, PS4, and Xbox One, and then comes out 2016 on 3DS.
But doesn't that sort of make Mighty Number 9 now irrelevant?
Yes. Well, sort of. It depends how different it is, because 1 to 6 are quite old games still, so if there's, it depends how well they play and how well they remaster them and stuff, whereas Mighty Number 9 is a whole new property, so it could be all sorts of jazz. We'll see what happens.
And all that jazz.
So that's my last bits of news, but I wanted to, there are some articles that aren't really like newsworthy, but I wanted to embed them and say that you can go and check out more information. The Nintendo Online Store, if you're an American, you don't yet own a 3DS XL. What's wrong with you? The online store are doing a really good deal on refurbished XLs.
Yeah.
And they're going on sale for $110 on the Nintendo Store. So we'll put a link up to that. I also wanted to mention that there's I'll save one thing for after this, but Button Masher, who are a really good website, have done a really interesting breakdown of why they think America won't ever get the standard new 3DS, the smaller one.
Yeah.
There's too much to say, and it's kind of an opinion piece, but it's a really articulate piece, and I recommend you having a read of it, because it's looking at kind of sales figures and why people would bother buying them, and sort of it's looking at how much they sell in Japan and how that will compare to the American market. So have a look at that. We'll embed it on the thing. Colin, back to you.
Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go through 2 other news articles before getting on to my big story of the week, the biggie, the big one. So I'm going to let you choose, Chris, which one I'm going to talk about first. I can either talk about August's PlayStation Plus lineup or a new game that I think looks very interesting.
New game, because PS Plus lineup you always do.
Yeah, well, every month. I'm just saying it's every month, you idiot. Anyway, so this is a game called Back to Bed, which I've had my eye on for quite a while now. It's a puzzle game, as most games seem to be on Vita now, but it's going to PlayStation Vita, PS3, and PS4, and it's going to be cross-buy as well. You play as Bob, who's fast asleep, and he's in a surreal dream world. and you've got to guide him back to bed, basically. So you do that by pointing him, putting obstacles in his way so he moves in certain directions and doesn't fall off the map. But what really intrigues me is the art style in this game. If you haven't seen the art style, Chris, definitely click on the link in the Google Drive and have a look, because the art style is all based around paintings from a famous artist. I'm trying to remember his name. It was MC Escher.
Oh yeah, there's like impossible ones.
Yes, those sort of things.
This looks a lot like Monument Valley.
Well, it does actually, thinking about it. Yeah, I still haven't played Monument Valley. It's £3 on iPad. I might download that at some point. But yeah, I thought it looked really interesting. I mean, puzzle games, there's so many to choose from on Vita, but it just looks I love the art style. I love the idea of guiding a sleepwalker back to bed as well. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're looking out for that. And it's got a release date. It's coming very soon, actually. I believe it's this few weeks' time. It's going to be August the 25th, so not long now. I mean, what's it now? It's August the 6th, so that's in 19 days, which is over just under 3 weeks. So definitely check that out. That will help you ease from summer into autumn pleasantly by enjoying that game in the warmth of your bed. Yes. So yeah, back to bed. Definitely check out when it comes out in August, or on August the 25th. Because I know I'll definitely be checking it out as well. Cool. Right, so I'm going to quickly say what's on this month's PlayStation Plus. Nothing too exciting, I'm afraid. This list was revealed the day after we recorded the podcast last week, which is just typical, really. Seems to happen quite a lot when we record our podcast. Like we edit, it's uploaded, and then the next day there's a big news story. So there you go. So it's a bit different depending on where you are, North America or Europe. In Europe, you can get Stealth Inc. 2, A Game of Clones, and also Castle Storm Complete Edition for PlayStation Vita. And the games that are coming off PlayStation, well, they're already off PlayStation Plus. That's Entwined and Mousecraft, so you can't get those anymore. Sad times for you. In North America, PlayStation Vita, PlayStation Plus owners can get Sound Shapes and also Stealth Inc. 2, A Game of Clones. So it's just Sound Shapes for America, and in Europe we have hold on.
Hold the phone.
Where is it the same? Oh no, we are getting Sound Shapes in Europe as well. What about Castle Storm? Oh no, it is exactly the same. Sorry, my fault, my mistake. Go ahead. So it looks like in Europe and in North America we're getting Sound Shapes, Stealth Inc. 2, A Game of Clones, and Castle Storm Complete Edition. I missed the fact that Sound Shapes was coming to Europe as well. So yeah, if you're a PlayStation Plus owner, definitely check those out because they're free, and we love free games. So there you go. Right, so on to the big news story of the week, and it's all about PlayStation Now, Christopher.
It is. You know what it's about? It's about PlayStation Now right now.
Right now. Because yesterday I checked my PlayStation Vita store, and what appeared? Only the open beta, or beta. What did we decide it was in the end? Beta.
Vita.
The open beta for PlayStation Now on PlayStation Vita. Woo! So it was announced a few days ago that PlayStation Now would finally be available on PlayStation Vita and PlayStation TV, and it arrived in the UK yesterday. And I downloaded it and had a quick go. And I have to say, I am not impressed at the moment.
Oh no!
I downloaded the app. It's not, from what I can tell, it's not being created. This version of PlayStation Now, the app, is not being created with the PlayStation Vita screen in mind. It feels like it's just a complete port of the PS3 version of it because the writing's small, it's pixelated, it's not clear at all. And the biggest problem I've had is that I can't seem to download anything. I went onto a game to try and download it, and there was no option to do so. There was just a pay.
I thought the point was that you stream it.
No, yeah, what I mean, like to be able to stream it, to purchase it, to stream it.
Oh,
there was no option to do that on one game, and the one game and another game where there was an option, I clicked on Buy Now, and it said critical error, and closed the app. So there you go. I've not actually been able to properly use it yet. And early reviews have not been very kind, I must say, on the PlayStation Vita subreddit. Apparently it's not working too well at the moment. But a nice addition to the app is that there is actually a connection test on there. So it tests your connection and lets you know whether you would be able to stream games or not.
Yeah.
The pricing at the moment, currently there's no subscription payment method for Europe or the UK at the moment. The only two options you have, you can either stream a game for 2 days for £2.99 or 30 days for £7.99. That's for the lesser games. For the bigger titles, it's £4.99 to stream for 2 days and £9.99 for 30 days, which really isn't that good when you think that a lot of these games you can get cheaper than that on eBay secondhand. So once again, there's the same issue in North America as well. They really need to sort out the pricing because it's not that appealing at the moment. There's even a comparison on this website here. CEX, which is Computer Exchange here in the United Kingdom, they are selling Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition for just £4. So you can get the whole game for £4. But if you wanted to stream it for 2 days on your Vita, it'll cost you £4.99. So
yeah, but that means leaving the house, doesn't it?
Yeah, people don't. People ain't got time for that. They ain't got time for leaving the house. I mean, what really got me excited, I was looking through the list of games that are available. There's about 125 titles at the moment. A lot of them are games that are already available to play on Vita. There are a few PlayStation 3 games, like the God of War game and things like that. But the one game that really piqued my interest was Mass Effect 2. That's available.
Oh, that's interesting.
Fuck me, if I could play bloody Mass Effect 2 on my Vita. Oh, but I guess it'd be difficult though, because I don't have a PS3 or a PS4. And if you just stream the second one, you won't have any of your decisions from the first game.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's true.
But it's it's on the store now. The PlayStation Now open beta. Obviously, this isn't the final form it will take, but it's only a beta at the moment. But early signs are not good, in my opinion. I'm going to try and stream a game in time for the next podcast, just so I can let people know what it's like. But
this is the beta, isn't it? So it's not exactly meant to be.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm just hoping that for the Vita and PlayStation TV versions, there will be wholesale changes when the official app is released. Because we like to criticize Sony and their stance on the PlayStation Vita. I have a bad feeling that they might just not bother to change anything and just keep it the way it is for when it's released properly, because they don't care about the Vita or PlayStation TV.
Yeah, it's true. They might just kind of chuck it out there and be happy with this.
I really hope that's not the case, but I'll be very interested to see what the subscription prices will be when they're finally available. But at the moment, I mean, £2.99 for 2 days. I mean, the games. Some of the games that you can.
How much? I thought you said it was $4.99.
No, there's two types of games. There's two options, and it depends on, I guess, how big the game is. So the bigger titles are $4.99 for 2 days. The lesser games are $2.99 for 2 days. But those games are the ones that you already have on Vita, so your indie games and things like that. So it's not really that appealing. But there you go. I mean, I'm just glad it's finally here. It took them long enough to bring it to the UK and the Vita. So I guess I shouldn't be too critical, but we wait and see whether there'll be any updates to improve its stability on the Vita. Because at the moment, it's very creaky. It's limping along, barely lifting its head up at the moment.
So you know what this reminds me of?
What does it remind you of?
On Wii U, the Netflix app, right?
Yeah.
Which is that thing like everywhere's got a Netflix app, and you know how PS Now is on PS.
PS Vita doesn't. PS Vita doesn't. Anyway.
Well, everywhere, most places have got a Netflix app, but like the Wii U one is just really clunky, and I use it a lot, but it's because I don't really have a better option. But it's really clunky and slow, and Nintendo have kind of left it to just sort of die a death. And I wonder whether that's how Now is on the Vita as well, where it's like, look, it's out there, accept it. It's functionable at the most.
Hey, look at this service you said you wanted. Here it is.
Yeah, exactly. Don't complain.
It's here. You can't complain.
Yeah.
I still remember when I first got my Vita. Well, before I got my first Vita, and I was speaking to a lovely gentleman behind the counter at Game about the PlayStation Vita when it first came out, and he was like, "Yeah, I can't wait for it," because this is before it had been released. So they just had a demo version of the Vita, and he was like, "I can't wait for it to be released. Like, I'm going to be playing games on the go. I'm going to be watching Netflix." The Netflix app never came. Never came. I would love a Netflix app on my Vita. Seriously, that'd be great. But hold on, going back to what you said, the Netflix app's on everything. Why do you need to use your Wii U?
Because it's just what I normally have to hand. It's the only thing that's really plugged in.
Phone? What about your phone?
Yeah, but you want to watch on a screen, don't you?
No, I guess so. So yeah, that was the big news this week. So we wait and see what will come of PlayStation Now and Vita, and also a bit of a teaser for the next episode. I finally downloaded Run Sackboy Run, which is the free endless runner game. Well,
I love that game. Or loved I gave up.
Great. I've not played it yet, so I'm interested in seeing how good it is. So yeah, I'll report back on that next episode. Right. So I think we've reached the end now.
Hang on, Colin.
Yeah.
I wanted to quickly mention that we are on the article at heroesofhandheld.com. We're embedding a trailer for the new Terraria. You know your fave.
My fave.
Terraria finally has a trailer for the 3DS version, and you can check that out by going to heroesofhandheld.com. We're going to be linking it. I think Nin Everything were the first people to put it up on YouTube, so we'll link it to their version. And also, you mentioned that Attack on Titan game coming to Vita.
Yeah.
If that's piqued your interest, I found a trailer for that too, and you can watch all of that and more by going to heroesofhandheld.com. We embed all the trailers that we can.
What will I do about you, Chris?
I know. What a lovely man I am.
I would probably lose my erection if I could get one, which I can't. Anyway, so yeah, that's good. So check out the article on the website. It will be uploaded. If you're listening to this, it's been uploaded already. That's how great we are. Right, so that's the end of episode 102. Before we go, we should probably mention what's going to be happening over the next few weeks. Or do you want to keep it a secret, Chris?
I think we can keep what's happening the week after next a secret, but I think we can talk about the fact that we're going on a cruise next week.
Me and Chris are going on a cruise. That would be great. Can you imagine? Like, those games they have on the outside pool where they have all these fun party games. Like, I remember, Gladiators, where they're on top of that podium and have those two sticks that they hit each other with.
Yeah.
Like, I can imagine us doing that on a cruise, whilst we're wearing colourful shirts and have flower necklaces around our necks, drinking cocktails and pina coladas. That's what we're going to be doing next week. It's going to be great. So me and Chris are going on a cruise. No, we're not. That's not what's happening. Basically, we are going to be having the week off next week. There's been, basically a very busy next week. A lot of scheduling disputes behind the scenes. So I don't really see how our relationship's going to continue. But we soldier on anyway. So I'm only joking. Me and Chris love each other. But we're going to be we're going to have the week off next week because there's just no day we can both do. Annoyingly, we don't have many.
Plus as well, Colin. Everyone else is going on summer holiday. Why aren't we?
Yeah, it's going to be our summer vacation next week. We're going on summer break. Spring breakers. Woo! So yeah.
And then the week after next, I'm not going to give away what's happening, but we've got quite a special show lined up.
Yeah, a special show.
Brace yourself for that.
So look forward to that. But we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. So why not listen to the flashback episode that's coming out on Sunday?
Do it. Tuck in.
Fill the void. Tuck in. We'll be back in 2 weeks though. But until then, enjoy playing your Vita and 3DS, and don't forget to check us out on Twitter at Handheld Podcast. Find us on our website heroesofhandheld.com. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, all the places where good podcasts are sold.
Colin.
Yeah.
Speaking of Twitter, we should shout out a couple of people who have tweeted in, because we never do that. We don't really do that enough, and it's not nice of us to not do it. Nonscapo, who sent us a link to an article which we found very interesting about the NVIDIA Shield. We haven't had time to tackle it in this episode, but we'll talk about it next week. I promise, Nonscapo. I promise. Also, Handheld Enthusiast, whose Twitter name is Mage_Revenant, who said we're his heroes. How sweet's that?
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. That was really nice.
And, send us a nice message at Handheld Podcast, or send us a nasty message at Handheld Podcast. Just, say hi.
When the hero comes along.
If you want to get in touch with the show, you can also send us long form messages, heroesofhandheld@gmail.com. Why not like us on Facebook by searching for Heroes of Handheld? Why not go to the website heroesofhandheld.com? Why not listen to the end theme music, which is by the Schnauzer Radio Orchestra, and it's called Insert Coin. It's from the album Music for a 1950s Video Game. Why not have a nice life?
Why not?
Why not?
I think that's a message we can all learn from. Have a nice life.
Go ahead. Have a nice life.
Have a great week off. We'll see you in 2 weeks for a special episode of Heroes of Handheld. Until then, bye.
Bye. Nice.
Cool, Leo.
Let's say bye to people on YouTube. Bye, YouTube.
Oh, God, we're on YouTube. Shit.
Have a nice time.
Bye,
Take care.
Bye, 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 bye.